It's a new year, and for many people that means making resolutions to live better in 2026. Among them, abstaining from alcohol for dry January. So let's get a medical perspective from the Vice Chair of Addiction Psychiatry at New York Presbyterian and Weill Cornell Medicine. Dr. Jonathan Avery is here. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So as people go into the month of January, dry January, what is the main thing they should keep in mind when it comes to the brain and addiction?
Well, a lot of us love alcohol. It's a part of our daily life, but unfortunately it impacts basically every organ system in the body. In fact, the brain impacting mental health and sleep, inflammation, insulin sensitivity. And so if you can take a minute and pause from drinking and give your nervous system and your body time to recalibrate, the gains are immense. You feel better, sleep is better, your blood pressure's down, you lose weight. I could go on and on.
What are some of the benefits when it comes to abstaining from alcohol, the proven benefits?
The proven benefits are lower blood pressure, impacts the cardiovascular system. Your mental health improves, you feel less depressed, less anxious. Even though it seems like it helps you fall asleep, your quality of sleep improves dramatically. And people at the end of the month feel like a new person. And if I were to look inside their body and check their labs, their inflammation levels would be down, their liver would feel better. And it really all organ systems of the body feel better.
What can people do to be successful, to stick with that plan?
Yeah, the key is to have a plan to start. You can't just white knuckle it. And certainly substitution and structure, they go a long way. And I like to sort of marry it with other New Year's resolutions too. And so if you're used to it as a part of your routine in the evening, replacing it with going on a walk or exercise, reading a book, meditation, all that stuff you want to sign up for on January 1st, you can use it as a bit of a replacement for the drinking. I will say though, for others it's harder if they've been drinking heavier and more, and sometimes you do need medical help to help the alcohol exit your body safely. And so for those that are drinking every day, maybe see a doctor. But for most of us, it's managing the stress, managing the day-to-day in a better way.
Yeah, and as folks say, when people say, I want to get through January without drinking, but they plan to go back to drinking alcohol for the month of February, is dry January still worth it?
I think so. And sometimes when you go back to drinking in February, that's where the real insight happens. Because, you were feeling better. And then when you go back to those drinks, they feel like so much more. 2 drinks felt like 4 drinks used to feel. Very quickly, all the gains I was just talking about you gained in January quickly reverse. You feel more anxious, your sleep worsens, and a few weeks later, you're back to feeling sort of bad again. And so my goal for folks is to use dry January to take that good information and to keep it going throughout the year so that they can moderate better, take these periods off so that they can feel better as a person.
Yeah, I would imagine that that's where the realization happens in February, once they start drinking again and realize, hey, I feel different, not as great as I did when I wasn't drinking alcohol.
Exactly. No, the differential can be great. I mean, good habits, they protect us from when we're most vulnerable. For example, in the evening, you're likely to feel more cravings, your motivation goes down. That's sort of the time when you're stressed after work, when you're bored or tired. And if you can keep the good routines you started in January, it can avoid those sort of easy to slip in bad routines, like when alcohol comes in or even just scrolling on your phone at the end of the day.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jonathan Avery, Vice Chair of Addiction Psychiatry at New York Presbyterian and Weill Cornell Medicine. Thank you so much for your time. And you can listen to Dr. Avery's podcast, Thriving with Addiction, wherever you get your podcasts.